Coming up on BuffSports Live, a Pac-12 president's meeting happening today. Does this mean football is coming back? We'll have the latest. Laviska Shenault makes his Jaguars debut. And we say, see you later to the Hall of Fame coach. Hello, everyone, and welcome to BuffSports Live. I'm your host, Alexis Semino, here with this week's news. The Big Ten announced this past Wednesday that they are coming back to play football following weeks of criticism from not only the players, but the president, too. The conference presidents and chancellors voted to start their season the weekend of October 24th after considering what precautions they can implement to keep their players safe. This means that the Pac-12 is now the only league in the Power 5 that is not playing. More on this is Aiden Young-Sagudis.
The common story for the past few months reads that the Pac-12 will not resume their football season until next calendar year in 2021. Loosening health restrictions could change that. California and Oregon health restrictions that previously prohibited universities from playing have recently eased up enough to allow these teams to compete. In a statement from Larry Scott, the Pac-12 commissioner, he said, "We are eager for our student athletes to have the opportunity to play the season as soon as it can be done safely and in accordance with Public Health Safety Authority approvals." He expanded, saying that each respective university was reaching out to their county health officials to seek clarification on what is required to continue with in-person practices. This includes working with Quiddle, a daily administered antigen with the turnaround time of 15 minutes that would be taken the day of competition. This antigen would help detect asymptomatic players before games to prohibit spread. It would also prevent myocarditis, or inflammation of the heart. The physical activity of athletes makes them particularly susceptible to this condition and is a primary concern for California health officials. These recent developments could enable the Pac-12 to join up with the Big Ten as soon as late October, although early November is more likely. The Big Ten has announced that they will begin their season on October 24th. Depending on which date the league actually gets off the ground, the Pac-12 could either fit in an 8-game season if it started October 24th, or 7 games on October 31st.
There's a new point guard in town. Julian Hammond, the third commit for the 2021 class men's basketball team, turned down offers from both Northern Colorado and Wyoming. Hammond said he always knew CU was where he wanted to play at the next level. Being a two-sport athlete in high school, he says he's excited to focus on his basketball career. Hammond led Cherry Creek High School to a 13-1 league record his junior year. The same year, he averaged 21.9 points, 7 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block per game. Let's bring the same great game to the Event Center. Welcome to the herd, Hammond. In the age of COVID, it's hard to remember a time when playing through illness would be acceptable. But legend has it that in 1994, Rashawn Salam fought through the flu symptoms to take on the number 16 Texas. Today's trivia question, how many yards did Salam rush against Texas while battling the flu? We'll have that answer for you at the end of the show. Coming up, we take a look at our graduated buffs that have moved on to professional sports. So hang tight, we'll be right back.
This deserves a second look. Michael taking off, the patented tongue comes out. Just in front of that line. Look at this, the double clutch, the reach out. Pass in left wing, looks behind him, wide open, right wing, up top, open for 3, fires.
Really good basketball, Mark. Unselfish, smart basketball.
Open for 3, fires, nothing but nylon from Colorado.
Even though our Buffs football team is on the sidelines, NFL football has continued. Among those pro players is none other than our very own Laviska Shenault. Last year's star wide receivers already making a splash at the top level for the Jacksonville Jaguars. On Sunday, he had 3 receptions for almost 40 yards and ran the ball for 10. He also scored his first career touchdown in his debut. Jaguars coaches say they were impressed with his versatility. We are excited to see him play at such a high elite level. Last month, Lucas Siewert, the Colorado forward, started his professional career in his home country of Brazil. He migrated to Los Angeles in high school for his dream of basketball as a career. Now, he's back living his dream in Brazil. In Siewert's 4 years at CU, he made 140 three-pointers, 8th all-time in CU history. Now we'll shift back to college sports for this week's fiery edition of Buff Banter. Matthew Logan has a powerful message that he wants to share with the Pac-12. Take it away, Matt.
The Big Ten's announcement to begin football in late October, joining their ACC, Big 12, and SEC conference peers, will leave the Pac-12 as the only Power 5 conference not resuming play as of right now. Ladies and gentlemen, strap in. You're going to get a Buff Banter hot take like you've never seen before. Besides being one of the financially and philosophically weakest sports conferences in the nation, and perhaps the world, the Pac-12 has consistently shown a lack of willingness to play a part at the Power 5 table. With their immense restraint to start their football season and bring fun back to the Western United States, the Pac-12 is proving that every decision, action, and policy it creates is guided by the will of the state of California. The state of California is home to 4 different Pac-12 programs: USC, UCLA, University of California, Berkeley, and Stanford. California has passed some of the most stringent and restrictive COVID-19 mandates in the country, significantly limiting all athletic activity. When it comes to the Pac-12 resuming football in the fall for the 2020-2021 season, hundreds of millions of dollars aren't the only thing at stake. Since the emergence of major college TV network deals, the Pac-12 has constantly been playing catch-up with the rest of the nation. Whether we like to admit it or not, the Pac-12 has branded itself as the laughingstock of the Power 5, like the kid who gets picked last for dodgeball in a never-ending gym class. If the Pac-12 continues to set this example of laziness and inactiveness, our seat at the table may no longer be there for us if we show up too late. The Pac-12 is running out of straws, and the camel's back is almost broken. Unfortunately, while our school may be handcuffed to this stagnant conference, CU football looks to be constructing a promising future and should be successful whenever Pac-12 football should return to play. The Pac-12 must follow the Big 12's lead in bringing college football back to reinvent themselves as a true player in college athletics, save their budget, and simply because it is the right thing to do. I believe I speak for everyone when I say we miss college sports. Pac-12, the ball is literally in your court. Back to you, Alexa.
Thanks, Matthew, for that hot take. California is already on fire, so why not roast them some more? We're going to take a quick break, but don't go away. We've got to look into this week in Buffs history. And Kevin Wu is going to give us a look into the career of women's basketball coach Seal Berry. It'll be super great. See you in a moment.
Please record in Mike and Q Talent in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mic up on 2. All right, take 1. And fade camera 2. Take 3. Ready, red. Roll red. Take cam 1. Take red. Take it. Come on, roll red. Let's go. All right.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm just calling the show.
There's no show.
After having served 43 years in the world of college athletics, legendary CU administrator and women's basketball coach Seal Berry has announced her retirement. We go to our correspondent Kevin Wu with more on the story.
Seal Berry, a trailblazer for women's athletics both off and on the court. She was one of the first women to receive an athletic scholarship, playing basketball at the University of Kentucky. After graduating with a degree in accounting, she spent 4 seasons with an 83-42 record at the University of Cincinnati. It was shortly thereafter in 1983 that Seal Berry would be hired by the University of Colorado Boulder. In her 20-plus years as a head coach for the women's basketball team, she has led them to the Sweet 16 6 times, the Elite 8 3 times, and won the conference 4 times. Her success garnered national attention, with the team appearing in the AP Top 25 almost yearly and selling out the Coors Event Center multiple times. She remains to this day as CU's winningest coach in all sports, recording a 427 to 242 record over 22 seasons. Through all this success, she has remained a source of inspiration for the thousands of student athletes that compete at CU Boulder. After her retirement from coaching in 2005, Seal has continued this work into her new administrative role as CU's Associate Athletic Director for Student Services, and then again as the Deputy Athletic Director. Those 37 years of service led to her induction into the Sportswomen of Colorado Hall of Fame in 1994, Colorado Sports Hall of Fame in 2006, and CU's Hall of Fame in 2010. However, the accolades did not stop there.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2018 Women's Basketball Hall of Fame inductee, Seal Berry.
I loved my time as a basketball coach, and the reason I loved coaching was because of the players. And the players, you know, coaches say this all the time. They say they love all their players. Most days they do.
Hey, Seal, congratulations on being inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. You've been a great colleague, coach, and friend for so many years at Boulder. Congratulations.
Yeah, we're both very excited for you. Being in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame is something significant. You've done great things here at CU for years, and being my right-hand person for a number of years. Couldn't be more prouder of you and happy for you and your family.
This week in CU Buffs history features quite a haunting day for Boulder residents, as it includes both Fresno State and floods. 7 years ago from last Sunday on September 13th, 2013, the 100-year flood that hit Boulder area forced Fresno State and CU's September 14th game day matchup at Folsom Field to reschedule. The Buffs game against Fresno State was rescheduled to happen this year, but was unfortunately canceled amid the coronavirus pandemic. I think it's safe to say CU's game versus Fresno State may never happen. After the break, we'll get the answers to that trivia question. Plus, is it getting hot in here? Rapid Fire's up next.
They were nervous and inexperienced, as new faces looking to achieve greatness. As the years went on, they grew confident in their abilities.
Maybe. Yes, sir!
Now they look to guide others in the same pursuit.
There it is! Can you believe it?
All are welcome to be featured on the biggest stage.
Is it his time? Yes!
We invite you to discover what you're capable of at BuffSports Live.
Hi everyone, it's Zoe Paulson here with another edition of Rapid Fire, a popular segment where we tell you what exciting sporting events are happening this week. It should be a really exciting segment, you know, with all the sports and stuff. So first, we have some elite Division I varsity sports coming up this week, starting with, wait, what's that? Really? None at all. Okay, sorry folks, apparently all of our varsity sports are canceled. Don't worry though, there's more in the world of Buff Sports. We have club sports here on campus. There's rugby, volleyball, softball, baseball, hockey, oh, sorry, what? Not even fencing? Or skiing? What about the fly fishing team? Well, sorry to disappoint again, but apparently club sports are also canceled for now. But don't worry, I can tell you firsthand about CU's very fun intramural sports. I am proud to say that I will be the star player of my very own one-player intramural cornhole team. Make it out to those games on Thursday nights outside the rec center in Boulder. There will be a very high level of competition, and I am super excited. Wait, what's that? No, don't tell me. Really? All of the intramural sports canceled? You're really telling me that I'm not going to be able to play cornhole? What do you want me to tell them for rapid fire? Okay then, so folks, some bad news. There are just no sports right now for me to report on. So the question remains, will we be able to report on the intramural Madden and FIFA esports leagues? It's unclear right now, but we'll get back to you on that next week, I guess. Back to you, Alexa.
Now, the answer to our trivia question. In 1994, Rashaan Salaam fought through the flu symptoms to take on the number 16 Texas. Remember, we asked how many yards did Salaam rush against Texas while battling the flu? The answer is 317, a total he achieved despite back cramps that caused him to leave the game temporarily. It was 88 degrees, and the humidity was so thick, several players needed an IV at halftime. Led by Salaam, the Buffs went on to win 34-31. Some say it's where the Heisman hype began. And now for our tweet of the week. It comes to us from Chase. He said today is September 12th and the University of Colorado football team is undefeated. Well, we put this to our fact checkers, and after a rigorous review, we've determined there's something false in Chase's tweet. All right, well, thank you so much for everyone for tuning into Buff Sports Live. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and to go on YouTube. Click the little bell to turn notifications on. Click the follow button and share with your friends. I'm Alexa Semino from Buff Sports Live.